Oh, look at that camera. I'm going to get it straight. Should be level with the table. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Which
one's mine?
That's not one of yours.
Okay, we're live.
Yeah, rock and roll. So I'm Hip Hop Heels Kiz. This is Lady Sanity. I'm with Greg Rogers at Making Change Studios.
Yes, sir.
We've gathered here today to discuss hip hop, therapeutic aspects, and mental health. So, Lady Sanity, can you tell us a bit about who you are, where you're from?
Yeah, so I am a rapper. I'm from Birmingham. Being
Oh, 121 crew.
And yeah, I've been rapping for over 10 years now. It's now my full-time job. And I'm blessed to do it. So that's
full-time job. Wicked.
Yeah.
So how long have you been full-time now?
Yeah, it's literally like I think it was a year anniversary last week.
Okay, congratulations.
Yeah,
Gotta say, congratulations. That's massive. Yeah, it's a dream for any artist, I think, to be able to make a living from their craft.
Therefore,
Sometimes people have to do that by, getting paid by commercial ends, and people kind of look down on that. If you're an artist and you go to work for graphic design, you're selling commercial stuff.
Yeah.
But I just think if you're doing something that you love and you're creative, it's a blessing to be able to do it. Like, you could be on a factory line, you know what I mean? So got to give a shout out and respect to everybody who's living their craft and doing their thing. It's something to be role modelled and I think valued and prized.
It's a blessing. Get up every morning and do what I love to do. So
so I was interested in a bit you telling us about your process with writing, because I've been watching loads of hip hop documentaries like The Art of Rap and The Art of 16 Bars, and I've talked to so many MCs over the years. I've got lots of mates who are producers and DJs and artists or in whatever field, and it's interesting, whatever genre you're in, people kind of have a similar kind of process and they worry about the same things, they go through the same ups and downs. So what's your sort of process from spark to sort of finish tune? Have you got like a regular pattern?
I don't have an exact formula, because my thing is I try and put myself, once I get comfortable, I try and put myself in uncomfortable positions. So no matter what happens during my career, I'm ready. Do you know what I mean? There are certain artists that like to be alone and in their own space, and I feel like that's how I started. I was very much like a bedroom rapper. Upload my music on SoundCloud. I used to record in my room as well. And that used to be me. But the more
your safe space kind of thing,
relaxing, and literally just like make connections online. Producer would send me a beat or something. I'd like lay a little idea down and then send it to a couple of the people that I knew, and then from there it would build. But now I'm just trying different methods. So just got management, and he's literally just putting me into studios with producers, and it's like, okay, I don't know, you make a beat, I'll start writing and see how it goes. And it's stressful because sometimes like you might have writer's block on that day, so it's
I hear that.
It's one of them. You just have to kind of just.
I've spoken to loads of people about that exact same thing, and it's like you're out of your comfort zone, like in your safe space in your bedroom. You haven't got your mates, you're not sitting around just relaxing, chatting. Because a lot of time people are just chatting to each other and they end up messing about. And
it's true.
Being crazy.
It's a waste of time.
It's like somebody picks you up like a chicken by your feet and sticks you in a different part of the factory and just goes, make lyrics.
Yeah, literally were. But
so have you got like a go-to secret like code that you just use to, like, if you
know what,
stage fright, like?
Yeah, it's not even a code. It's just that I always have backup. So every time like I write something, if I have to, like, for example, if I'm writing for one song, I might branch off and start on another song at a different tempo. So that means I've always got things in like a back catalogue or like stored somewhere where I can just draw for tips.
You've got things to draw from. Then would you include those same things because they've not been released anywhere, or would you just use them as a starting point?
Usually use them as a starting point, especially if I already have like a strong idea of where I want that kind of, do you know what I mean? If I start off and I'm like, okay, I want this kind of lyric to be on this vibe of tune, but then it matches the tempo of another, it doesn't really fit in, I'll still go with it, but I might branch it out somewhere else.
Yeah, that's good. So you just like to breathe. Sometimes
inspires,
it's a discovery, I find, when you put pen to paper, because once you're sitting there, you don't know what's going on. You can have an idea and it'll just totally turn out different, or you can not know what's happening. It could be something that you've been bubbling around for like even years. Could be from a photograph or an incident that happened. Like,
and this is the thing, even like the beauty of now working like in studio and creating from scratch with a producer, it's like they could have an idea. I mean, I don't let other people write lyrics for me, but just in terms of like delivery. So if I have an idea and I'm like, I'll rap along, and I'll be like, I like that part, stick on that kind of flow. So it's that beauty of collaboration as well. Your idea might inspire someone else to be like, you know what, do that, and then I'll flip the beat this way. So I don't know, I just find it really interesting, but I always try and make sure that I'm out of my comfort zone, so I always have something to build on. I'll never be at a point where I'm just like completely locked down, can't do it.
That's wicked, yeah. It's funny, me and Greg, we ended up meeting at a workshop that I did with hip hop, and it was at a mental health festival. Greg was a volunteer. We've just made friends since then. We've become best mates. Like my other best mate was filming it and taking photos, and we all had a long chat after. And then we started meeting up and ended up writing together and collaborating. And then it's ended up just in a WhatsApp group. We'd be firing around ideas, and sometimes we never even intend to write anything. We'd just be sat there with a pad and then passed it over, and then we're like, why don't we do this? You know what I mean? It's just we sat in a coffee shop and started going back and forth, and then it's ended up.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say the coffee shop was the first time I remember. We just had a notepad.
And it was weird.
Back to back on the
You never
notepad.
expect what came out afterwards. Like we were like, whoa, that's kind of mad. And then afterwards went back to it, and then we realised how much sense it made. Do you know what I mean?
I was explaining to Sanity about the track that we put together recently, and that was on BBC Introducing, like off the back of like
Just a WhatsApp.
something that we wrote a couple of years ago, and we just ended up in the studio with my friend.
Yeah.
Got in the booth, recorded it. Next thing
Somebody was humming along.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Somebody randomly was
Exactly.
there, started singing.
Once that spark happens as well, it can hit someone else and be like, yeah, I'm gonna do this on it. So
It's
if you're in the room
allowing
with
those,
the right people, you know.
Yeah.
but it's allowing those spaces happen in your life, because if you're not actively giving yourself or your hobby time to
Yes.
breathe,
Yes.
because sometimes people think, I shouldn't be doing that, it's a waste of time, or I'm not going to do anything, but there's nothing that you should be doing except for something that's bringing you joy.
Yes.
And I think when people start to go into bad times, if you're already on it up because you're doing things that you like all the time, when you go down a couple of notches, it's not going to be as far down.
You got a bit
So
further to kind of.
we should be encouraging every member of society to enjoy something or experiment with lots of things till they find what they like doing. Do you know what I mean? And it's all right to flip between things. People say, if you're a kid, you've got to stick to if I buy you a cello, you've got to stick to that for life.
Yes.
Yeah, kids do need discipline, I get that. But
Yeah.
if somebody's clearly miserable and they like playing football, you know what I mean?
Not enjoying it,
Just let them get on with it, you know.
Yeah. I can't count the amount of things that I started as a kid and I dropped out of.
But people frown on that.
Yeah,
That's
I know.
not-
Yeah.
That is not something to be frowned upon. I know you need to have discipline, but you don't necessarily know what your God-given talent is.
It's trial and error. Like I've done martial arts for years.
What
and
did you do?
I done karate at first when I was like, I done karate when I was like
So don't mess with
7.
that. Don't piss them.
7 to like 10, and then I dropped out of that, and a couple of years later I took up Aikido and dropped out of that. So yeah, I've done martial arts a couple of times. And
I did jiu-jitsu when I was a kid. I got
Oh,
beaten
man.
up at school, so then I was like,
Mad.
right. I thought I was like, I thought I was gonna be some hench like Bruce Lee if somebody tried to pick a fight.
I wanted to be the
But
mysterious
I was-
type though, like, she doesn't look like she could do anything, but then it needs to be. Oof.
Yeah. Well, I got pummeled when I thought I was hard, but I'm a lover, not a fighter or whatever.
There you
But
go. Same.
I tried the trumpet.
You tried to try. How did it
Oh, wow.
go? The trumpet's sick though. I wish I picked that up.
you need a nice horn section in hip hop, don't you?
Yeah, definitely. Strong.
So, did you say you're making an EP at the moment? You're just like getting a release date together.
Yeah,
What can you just
literally.
tell us a little bit about the musical influences on that?
So
Not
it's
trumpets.
different. Yeah,
Is it
yeah.
trumpets?
I don't think there's any trumpets in it at all. I've got some saxophone, so that's holding down.
Hold tight the
Yeah,
saxophone.
I'll type the saxophone. But yeah, this project I feel I had a lot of different inspiration for it. Like it starts off kind of trap based, then it kind of dives into like old school hip hop in places. And I've also got like because I got live instrumentation on it as well.
Oh, wicked.
I started working with a couple of guys, and
That's
every
amazing.
opportunity that I get, I bring them along to play
Who are
live
they?
for me. So Ashley Allen on keys, amazing, and pianist. And they're amazing, man. Honestly, their
Wicked.
dedication to like, even if I've got something coming up, and I'm like, yeah, I'm down. So,
So did they just like end up jamming with you, or how did the relationship come
it's
about? What
so
happened?
weird because like I met all of them at different points in
Mhm.
different places, but then when I
That's
brought
the
them
beauty
together,
of it, isn't
yeah,
it? Yeah.
I brought them together and they all clicked so well. So it's like I actually brought other than Lewis, because I didn't know him at the time, I brought them the rest of them out to Australia for the
Mhm.
Commonwealth Games, and that was like our second gig together.
Oh
So-
wow!
So,
So
yeah.
they loved you then.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Sure,
anytime
well,
you want to get
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
2 o'clock in the
You
morning,
performed
you
at
want
the
to go to
Commonwealth Games?
Frankfurt?
Yeah, the closing ceremony. Yeah.
Joking?
Yeah, Australia.
How was that?
Damn, you should have stuck to the
Yeah.
trombone.
Yeah. I know, yeah, we could have brought you out. We could have brought you out. But
The
yeah,
dust off the old
yeah,
trumpet.
that was our second gig, so
Wow, what was
Yeah.
it like then in the Commonwealth Games?
it was so sick, but because we only had a week there and it was so busy, it was a bit like, I don't know, even it doesn't feel like it happened
It's like
until I
it's
watch
like
it
a
back, yeah.
dreamland, isn't it? 'Cause
Yeah.
it's so out of your normal everyday
Yeah.
experience.
But I always remember like just before, because obviously it was all live, and then like they'd done a connection to Birmingham, everybody doing something in Victoria Square. But it was just weird. I just remember like after Daniel Alexander's kind of piece showed on the TV, I knew that was my time in it, and it would cut straight to me. So I remember standing in the stadium, everybody watching the screen, and I was slap bang in the middle of the stadium, looking around like there's a lot of people. And for 1 second, I genuinely felt like lightheaded. I was like, please don't pass out. Like
Yeah.
I've never felt
Yeah.
so nervous, because I was just like, this is huge. It's gonna be live. I can't trip. Like I
Yeah.
don't want to be a meme.
Just like before you came in here.
So that's what I'm saying. I was like, nah, I need to. But then as soon as the music started, I was just
In the zone.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, so when you go into that zone, when you start performing, can you describe that process?
So it's a weird one. It's kind of like I always take in my environment. That's the first thing, because I'm like I need to ground myself and get my thoughts together. But also I just make myself know, like, no matter what happens, just go out there and have fun.
Yeah.
Because I feel like a lot of performers, especially even myself, I hated performing when I felt, I loved writing music, but I was like, I need to get this
I know what you
performing
mean.
element down, because it's a big aspect of being an artist. So
Thing is, your art is to be performed and shared, isn't
Yeah.
it? It's not to be kept.
Yeah.
And I think when an artist can, you do something different,
Yeah.
and it's not always
Yeah.
stumbled upon, right? And like,
Yeah.
I'm a massive hip hop fan. I've got a massive
Yeah.
like super like MC crush on you. I think you're amazing. Like, but it's hard because I watch so many people do it in a way that dulls me and makes me feel disappointed. I want them to just shut up. Like, it's hard for me to get excited about an MC. So for somebody to come along where I'm like, oh my, do you know what I mean? And then when you do perform and share it, it's like, what's that like when you get in front of a crowd?
To me, it's a different experience. There's one thing being in the studio and recording it, but I feel like I said, I used to hate performing, but now performing is my favorite aspect.
Is
Of
it?
Everything,
Wow.
like the buzz that you get, and then just like, I don't know, it's just watching people's faces, whether they know you or not, watching their face like transform.
Yeah.
Even when they get hyped off, or they catch
Yeah.
they catch a
Yeah.
metaphor in your bars, or you know they get the wordplay, or they just hear the flow and they're like. Or even when it just like hits them on a deeper level, I always like to make eye contact with people in the audience, because you can see how your lyrics affect those different people. And I feel like, to me, that's the biggest thing. Like when you can actually see how your music's,
spurs you on.
Yeah. It literally, because every time I finish performing, I'm like, I don't even want to really celebrate. I'm like, everybody's like, oh, do you want to drink?
Back on the mic.
Start, right?
Yeah, okay,
Because
yeah,
it's just that inspiration, it hits me. So
that's why you're like an MC artist.
Yeah.
Like, you're not like just a straightforward everyday rapper that just goes on. You know, you're engaging the audience, and that's an art, because when your words have power and they're like casting spells, what you're saying, when it group energy, when everybody's saying the same thing, it's a chorus and everyone's singing. You know, like when you in the football, rugby, everyone's chanting, and
that kind of atmosphere.
I remember being in the school choir, and it was like, we're little kids in a Church of England school, and Worcestershire, whatever. It's just a different time. It's an escape. You feel like
it's a buzz, isn't it?
It's like when you do a team win with a football or hockey or whatever.
Everyone's
It brings people together. Your tribal social aspect, doesn't it? So who's part of your tribe then? in
You
Brum?
know what? I have so many different people, and like, I like, to be fair, even just family members. Like, it's not even
Mhm.
people that are necessarily doing music, but yeah, my family are a massive part of my actual tribe.
Mhm.
Before I even, because I had a lot of low self-esteem when I was first
Mhm.
coming out, and that was partly why I didn't like performing, because I was like, people are going to be judging how I look, and are they even gonna listen to me? So like, even those first initial gigs, like my older sister would always come out, my cousins would come
Oh,
out and
that's so
support.
cool.
And yeah, just having them,
That's
because
great, man.
they learn my lyrics as well, so just having them as my cheering section from day one was like, okay, boom, this is my tribe. And no matter if they can't make a show now, cool, because I do shows a lot. So.
Yeah, it's like your trolley wheel, like
yeah.
your training wheels, not your trolley wheels.
Yeah. But the more that I went out there, I did obviously start to find other artists that are part of my tribe now. People like call me unique, amazing, amazing friend.
artist.
Yeah, but like just
Amazing.
through doing gigs, I remember watching her YouTube videos and being like, I want to be like her.
Oh, wow.
But now I look up to her like a sister figure. So
that's amazing.
like just having that connection with her. People like Electric as well, Maddie Saskia. There are a lot of artists in Brum that I really like have that connection with, and even if it's not on a music level, I know they're there for me as well. So it's a beautiful thing to be able to have that space where it's like, you know, we can jam together, but in the same space. Like, I can come to you for advice. Vital as well, very sick guy, but very deep guy as well. You can hold good conversations with. So a lot of people.
It's funny. I feel the same way in the kind of music community I'm in. It's like more reggae and drum and bass jungle kind of thing, but same sort of thing. I think when your relationship with an art form spans makers and, you know, creators and fans, like audiences, everybody just loves the music, and people who love music will make it. People who make it will listen to it. Yeah, it's new sort of church, isn't it? It's a new kind of religion.
Definitely.
So another thing that I wanted to talk to you is about lyric writing as a kind of emotional kind of healing. Have you had any experiences of using lyricism or writing to sort of get through a challenging time?
Definitely, and even performing. Like even earlier this year, I had I don't even know what you call it. It was like it was an application form. It's basically a grant, but it was like a battle of the bands type thing as well. And I remember I got through to the finals, and then it was like the award kind of ceremony. So I got invited to London. My band were coming up with me, and I was really excited. But the morning it happened, my nan passed away.
Oh no!
So like, I literally woke up, and I remember getting
Sorry
ready.
to hear that, man.
So
Sorry
good.
to hear that.
So good. It's like we knew it was coming, but it was just like it happened on that day of all days. And then part of me was like, oh, do I tell the guys like not going? And because I knew the people at the grant would understand, but it was one of those I was like, you know what, my nan wouldn't. So I went out there, I performed, kind of had to put on a face for the day. Luckily, the guys in my band were close enough, so I let them know, and they're very supportive. But it was one of them things like, even just being in that space, it made me feel better, because I was like, I know my nan would have cost me anyway.
I know. If you'd have stayed home, she would have come back from the dead.
Trust me.
And whipped your ass.
Trust me. But it's one of them, like, it heals in that sense, because I could have stayed home and I could have been, you know, in my feels. And obviously, you do need to take that time.
Yes.
When you've been for a loss.
Yeah.
And you, in that particular moment, I was like, you know what? Now music's going to get me through this. So I had to go out there and do what I love to do. So.
Wow. That's amazing, man.
Yeah.
How did it go?
It went so well as well, and that's another thing. Just like, because a lot of the people there obviously didn't know, but just the reception just kind of boosted me on another level as well.
Gosh.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, she would have been watching there. People hang around after a bit. They don't go straight away, man. They stick around. They want to be with their loved ones. That's a whole nother story anyway. But
can I ask a question?
Yeah, sure.
What was the point? So you started writing and you started performing. What was the point when you decided, you know, because obviously you probably took yourself seriously anyway. But, you know, speaking from personal experience, when I write something and record something, like, I don't take it that seriously, because I don't really think there's a future in it. What was the point when you thought, you know, this is a thing?
This level. You know what? I feel like it all happened gradually. You know, went from hating performing to then loving it, and you know, finishing uni, because I studied music tech as well, so I knew all the background for it. But yeah, it happened just very gradual for me. Like I didn't just wake up and was like, yo, this is what I'm doing. I know some people that is a thing, and they're just like, that's all they want to do. But it's just different stages, I suppose. I think after as well the Commonwealth Games, I was a bit like,
Well, that's a bit of a wake up call.
Yeah,
It's
that's
going
what I mean.
somewhere,
I was
innit?
like,
Oh, I'm
like
the Commonwealth
clearly
Games.
everything's going, and again, I don't know how I got that opportunity.
This
but
is
it
what I was
just-
going to ask.
yeah.
You said it was your second performance. And
No,
was
not in total, not for me, with my band members.
Okay.
So I made a conscious effort, probably about 3 years ago, to every gig that I see happening in Birmingham, because my thing was I wanted to perform, but I couldn't see opportunities. So I was like, whatever gig is on, whatever open mic is on, I'm gonna go, I'm gonna chill. Even if it's by myself, a lot of gigs I just turn up to by myself and
Doesn't
just
have
be
to
there.
it's a muscle. You have to
Yeah.
if you're going to go to the gym and expect to lose weight, build muscle, you've got to go 3 times a week and eat the right food. You're not
There you
going to
go.
get to where you want to be by sitting at home eating kebabs,
Thinking
I
about
say
the
to
gym.
drinking
people,
20
I
Stella.
say it to
innit?
people all the time, like if you want a performance, then start going out to
Get on.
performances.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like,
And then
Do
eventually,
what you want.
even if like a conversation's not happen the first 2 times, like by the third time, people or whoever's there will start. Well, who's this person I always see at this?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You just make
Conversations
friends
start,
anyway,
yeah.
isn't it? That's the thing. If you do what you love,
Mm.
what you love will come to you.
There you
more.
go. And I
Just
feel
have
like
unfold.
that's the basis of a lot of my opportunities that I've been given.
Wicked.
Literally just going out, meeting people, and a lot of people don't understand word of mouth. Do you know what I'm saying? Birmingham, as big as people think it is, the creative, section is very small. So if you do a gig here and it goes well, you turn up on time, you've done a great performance, you've shook hands with everyone and not been
Yeah.
you know what I mean, you've been nice. Then word of mouth, you know what I mean, they'll mention you in another room and pass you on to another opportunity.
Yeah.
Because I did B-side festival, I think a year before, in the Hippodrome.
Great festival, yeah. Big
Yeah.
up to the B-sides crew.
Defo, and
Right.
I've done main stage there. So then I feel like it had a connection to that because it was partnered with the Hippodrome. So they invited me there and was like, "There's an opportunity. We just want to talk to you about it." And I got there and was like, went into this room. There was like all plans for the Commonwealth Games about. Again, I didn't even know what it was about.
Yeah.
And there was like,
Happened.
so this is our plan for what we want to do. Is your passport in date?
Whoa.
Yeah. Why? How would you like to fly to Australia? I was like, I checked my schedule.
Hold on, let
I'll
me
come
just
back to
phone
Yeah, let me just
Marcus.
check. And the thing is, I remember having the meeting. I think was it after my. I think it was before my shift because I worked at IKEA
Yeah.
at that time. So I remember it was before my shift, and I remember
Swedish
leaving.
people.
Yeah, I remember leaving the interview like, "Bro, this has actually happened." But I couldn't even tell anyone.
Yeah.
So it was like, so I'm
Yeah.
there serving people.
Going.
Like, yo.
I'm going to Australia.
But yeah, I feel like that was probably like a big turning point.
You must have had steam coming out of your ears trying to keep that one in.
It was hard, man. I think I told my mum and my sister, but other than that, I was like,
What was your mum's reaction?
she was confused. She's like, "What?" I was like, "She's like, are you sure?" I was like, "Yeah, I was pretty sure that's
Did it
what
really-
they said."
yeah. Did it really happen?
Yeah, because I was the only person obviously other than the guys. I was just there by myself. The second time I brought my sister, and I was like, when they talk, can you listen as well, just to make sure
I'm
not getting
steaming.
gassed. It's just hear
I've
what I wanna hear.
accidentally heard something like
Yeah.
They didn't
Yeah.
mean New York, they meant York.
But yeah, that was a massive.
Yeah,
turning
you're not
point.
going New South Wales, is it? You're going down to the Barry Island or something in Wales.
Imagine. But yeah.
Yeah, so what's the next move then?
So yeah, like you said, got the project coming out. Hopefully the end of this year. Again, it touches on a lot of different aspects that have not just affected my life, but I feel like a lot of people will connect with it as well. And yeah, just a couple of shows, and yeah, I've got some interesting things in the pipelines. Hopefully, looking to do a massive headline show in Birmingham as well
Okay.
next year.
Ooh,
So
good luck. I hope that comes through.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you actually.
Tickets.
I was going to ask, have you considered going into a different genre like jungle at all?
You know what? I'm never one to back down from a challenge. So
Because I'd like to invite you to
yeah,
do some jungle
yeah,
recording if you want.
yeah. I want it.
I've got quite a few mates who like making beats and stuff, and
Honestly,
yeah,
I'll jump on any kind of genre. Like I said, I'm never one of them people that if I like the beat, no, I'll jump on it.
yeah. So one of my mates, K-Dra, is a producer, sick producer, and we're both hip hop fans, and he's been with me on the hip hop heels journey. He was the guy who recorded the first ever workshop I did in 2013, I think it was, and yeah, since then Yeah, we've just been really good mates. But he's been working with different artists and different live artists, people play instruments,
Sick.
you know, people who have different kind of vibe with their vocal genre. So he's been working with somebody who's making rhythm and blues kind of soul, you know, R&B kind of, yeah.
Sick.
Like,
Yeah, I'd be on it. Yeah,
Would love to hear
Yeah.
you doing some drummer live.
definitely. Never know. Pick up a couple more jungle fans and
Have you got any upcoming singles or upcoming?
I've recently just it's actually the first single of the upcoming project, and it's a track called Noise, came out a couple of weeks ago.
What's it called?
Noise. So it's literally just all about, like, I've done like a sort of live now session for it as well with BBC4.
Wicked. How
And
did
so
that go?
it was wicked, but I had to get up at like 4 o'clock in the morning to get to BBC in London at 9. So it was crazy, but it's worth it. It was worth it. But live versions out, official versions out, Spotify, Apple Music, all of that. Cool. But yeah, it's the first single taken from the new project. So yeah.
Can you reveal the name of the new project or no? No. Come on, no exclusives.
I can. The acronym for it is LIT though. So
okay.
People can take a shot in the dark, but I doubt anybody's gonna guess the name.
Yeah, I had to go to your merch competition.
Oh
You
yeah,
had a bandana on and saying something.
Yeah, I had to like and see if people.
What was it that you were saying again?
Say it with your chest.
Say it with your chest.
Yeah. And yeah. I didn't think anybody was gonna get it, but as soon as I gave out the first clue, like 4 people just popped up to me. I was like, yo, it's this. I was like, damn. Yay! But yeah, I'm gonna try and do more fun stuff like that.
I want to be cheeky.
Oh,
Do you reckon you could do some acapella bars for us?
I was gonna say the same thing.
I would love to hear some acapella.
Cool. Yeah. How can I believe in mankind when they thrive off the evil, feeble spines that lead the lies to legalize what we need to line the lethal guys? Keep a silence, swallow your pride like you eat for 5 amongst idle minds and some standby characters. Impetuous balance as a means to embarrass us while beaming at world star and weeding through beatings like unstill art. We are the humane savages. My ends are a beautiful embarrassment, confusion and the arrogance. No one to build or be the management. Watch the bottles pop the tower blocks, so you're battling your postcode politics and perceptions. You're shackled in. Speakers stay rattling, your voice got hooked in a spin of a bottle, another life got took. In a spin of a bottle, another life got took. Mob deep from street to parliament, not halfway crooks.
Oh.
And that's off the new thing, but yeah, that's why I messed up.
No, don't worry. So I did shove the camera right in your face as well. But big ups. Thank you so much.
Yeah. But yeah, that's off the new project. That's what I feel like I got a vibe for everything as well. I got conscious lyrics, I got hype lyrics, so. A little bit of everything.
Can I ask another question?
Mm-hmm.
Who? I think you touched on this already, but who are your main influences growing up?
Musically.
Yeah.
There's a lot of different ones because this is the thing. Like when I was growing up, I didn't want to be a rapper. Like music was about 13. But I'd have to say the first person that probably really hit me was like a Carla from the UK. Yeah. So I had, like at first when I was rapping, I suppose I listened to bits of Missy Elliott and like even Lupe Fiasco as well actually.
Yes.
But there was no one that I knew of anyway from the UK that was like hitting that content.
How old were you when what year was it when you were 13?
25 now, so you know.
Yeah. So.
But yeah,
not long ago.
Yeah.
You're a millennial.
Yeah. Around them times. So yeah, that was like when Lupe was properly like out there. I think from US he was probably.
I wasn't
when
really
Lupe dropped his first stuff, like Touch the Sky and that stuff.
Yeah, but even that, it was. I think it was more when I heard like
Food and Liquor.
The Cool. That's what I'm saying. So you know, all of Dumb It Down and all of that, all of them tunes there.
So you like artists with some substance?
Yeah, all the time, man, all the time.
I stopped listening to American hip hop in the UK by then, but I felt like
I don't know how you can stop listening to American hip hop.
Yeah,
just
not
as
the current,
just hip hop as a whole.
2008, not the
what?
new
Lupe is still releasing albums.
It's the mainstream that I don't listen to.
People
just
get used to what they like, you know.
That's true.
It's like when you eat pie and mash all you like, you're not going to switch to curry. If you eat curry all you like, you're not going to, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but to me,
your main thing is going to be,
to me, hip hop is it's a whole thing, innit? I wouldn't
Yeah.
just say I only listen to UK
Yeah,
hip
but I
hop
just
or
don't
only
like
listen
a
to
lot of
American hip hop.
stuff. I can't help it. Like same with MCs,
yeah, I
same
don't-
with any genre.
Like a lot of
Obviously,
stuff and a lot of artists that are out there now. As you
I
say,
wish I
the
liked more.
mainstream,
Yeah.
the mainstream stuff.
It's
I
mad,
can't,
yeah.
I
I
can't
can't really
stomach
listen
it really.
to radio to be
But
fair right now.
There's certain artists, even like some of your old artists that are still doing it. Pharoah Monch, like
You
if
can
he used to
only
drop
have
it album now,
enough
I'm listening
space
to it.
to fit in a certain amount. I think you know what I mean.
And
Once you sort of
I
there's
think
certain things you're gonna just go creature of habit, isn't
Yeah.
it?
this is controversial, but I personally think that America's still light years ahead with hip hop
Yeah, definitely.
in terms
You
of
have to search, but
lyricism
yeah,
and flow and things like
definitely.
that.
I'm
Even the
the UK is
production
like
and
half-
I'm
things.
ignorant. I'm not.
But this is
I'm
the
not
thing, 'cause I
actively
feel like-
looking,
I
and
feel like-
I'm ignorant.
I feel
so
like in rap now for the UK, like yeah, you've got you got your dope lyricists, but at the same time, what's being put out there, it's like it's healthy, but it's not what I particularly go to listen to.
Yeah,
So you know what I mean? What
you
you're
know
hearing
it's
on the radio,
you
and
know
that
it's
is-
there,
yeah,
but we're not hearing it
There you go, yeah.
because everything that I hear on the radio, a lot
It's
of the UK stuff is just like Did you can-
slap the auto
you know, like
You know,
all right,
when
you have
you
your
first
artists
start-
like you have your Riches, your Kanos,
yeah.
flipping I've gone
So when
back
you
now.
first
Ocean
start
Wisdom.
hearing it, when you first start
For
hearing
me-
a genre, it's fresh and new, isn't it?
Right.
So it opens up your ears to your ears prick up, doesn't it?
Mm.
If you sort of like witness like a lot of changes, it doesn't sound as fresh. You know what I mean?
Mm.
She's getting like politics, man. It's going on.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Talking about later.
But now I hear what you mean. Like
Who are you?
there
Well,
are
you're-
those artists in the UK, but at the same time, like I couldn't ignore
Shoot.
the US. I do listen to a lot more UK artists now though
Yeah.
than like ever
Who are
before.
you listening to? Who's your
Like
top?
you just said, like
top three?
Rich, Ocean Wisdom. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh,
Crazy.
like
Played at Boomtown, but missed him. Like
Ooh.
there's
it's that
like
May Festival as well. Like
Yeah.
literally, it was on the set after mine. I was
You know,
Yeah.
you know when he's the artist
Did
that
you
he's
meet him?
working with, when
yeah,
people like
briefly, briefly.
when people like Method Man and stuff are working with him and
That's
things
what
like
I'm
that, you're
saying.
thinking, hold on a minute, like this, he must have something. Yeah, I'm listening to his catalogue and I'm thinking, ooh,
That's what
from
I'm saying.
Brighton as well. Like,
That's what I'm saying.
I'd put him in the flipping. I don't know. It's controversial.
Careful.
Top
Ooh.
15 MCs right now.
To be
He's
fair,
amazing.
I probably would as
he's
well.
amazing,
He's
man.
freaking
He's really
insane.
He's brilliant.
fresh.
Brilliant. But sorry, going back to your influences. So
Um,
Missy Elliott,
but yeah,
Lupe.
Lupe, like Akala, Loki,
Mhm.
you know, your Kendricks, your J. Cole's, Rhapsody as well.
Mm.
So yeah.
If you could work with any artist in the world right now,
Ah,
if someone said, I'll give you an opportunity to work with any artist,
magic
That's
wand.
hard.
one
it
artist,
is, you know, because it will change. But people have asked me this before, and it's probably changed every time. Right now, I don't know. You know,
Careful
it's
what
a
you
hard
wish
one.
for, because
What?
through that magical
You know
door
what?
over there.
I would have said Lauryn Hill, but at the same time, she's one of them. I wouldn't want to meet her and then not be a nice person.
Oh god.
Because I know. See what I'm
Change
saying?
topic. Change topic.
I'm gonna have to probably go for Rhapsody. Like I said, like I always just get like a really good vibe off of, not even obviously lyrically she's sick,
yes.
but just her as a person. So to be in a creative space with her, I feel like would be inspiring.
Mm.
So probably Rhapsody right now.
That's concept.
Yeah.
So,
That's what I'm
she's-
saying, you know what I'm saying? But,
and it's refreshing to see artists like that because
Mm.
a lot of the female MCs that break through, they don't really have that substance. They seem to be, they're not preaching the right message to
There you
girls,
go.
young
There
girls,
you
women.
go. And that's
The-
me
the-
as well. So I'm like, you know, I mean, I have so many young ladies in my family. I've got 2 nieces. I'm like, yo,
Yeah, you
what
don't wanna
image do
see-
I wanna
yeah,
hear? And
yeah.
they listen to my music as well. Like, so I don't want them to hear it and be like,
You know.
this is what Auntie's talking about. So even to me, like, it's not me as a person, but I just wouldn't want to put that out there. Like, that's why
Yeah.
I don't swear in my lyrics either. It's just very much.
You've got a responsibility,
Yeah.
isn't it? You got to
It's what you put out there into the world, don't it? Like,
Mhm.
and what I want to be remembered as. So
Yeah, 100%. Do you? Sorry to.
No, go
sorry
for
to-
it. Go for it.
Do you think artists in general have a responsibility to be role models, or do you think they're just being artists and they should just put out what they feel
Entertainment.
and entertain?
feel like
And
it's a
whoever
half and
likes it
half
likes
because
it.
this is the thing. You said artist, so to me, an artist should have that
Good call.
responsibility. But I feel entertainers are different.
Mm.
So to me, entertainers like a Drake,
Yeah.
Or do you know what I mean?
That's a
they've
distinction.
got them.
Isn't
They've
it?
got them songs that you'll hear in the club, and you go out and you hear it, and people will drink to it, and
There's a dance
But-
video that
yeah,
goes
there's a
around.
dance video on, yeah.
But then there's people who get caught up in a persona and start taking it too far and believe that they're something that sort of like get sucked into all the.
It's dangerous. It's a dangerous game. But like,
But
I
this is
think
what
if
I
you
feel like anybody out there in the public eye should understand that they're a role model to a certain extent. And I know a lot of people don't business. They're like, wow, I'm just gonna do what I'm doing. But I think once you're out there, you should start thinking a bit more about what.
So, what advice would you give your younger self if you could go back and say 2 words to your younger self? And that's all you granted. What would you say?
If I was able to say 2 words,
Only 2 words. You go back in time.
give her 3, man. Come on.
Oh, yeah, that's a bit short.
2
to the
words.
point.
I don't know what I would
2
say.
words,
Shut it.
Ooh. It's hard to put it into 2 words. Probably can't say man up. Probably like power up or something like that. Because when I was younger, I was probably a bit more cautious of putting what I wanted to put out there, because I was like, how is this going to be perceived? And I'm worried about what other people thought too much.
I think that's a classic thing of maturity, isn't it?
Yeah.
Everybody thinks that. It's a fear because when you're young, you crave acceptance.
Yeah, definitely.
You need, any child needs good environment and people bigging you up. No matter who you are, you need support and you need a stable, sort of curiosity, inspiring, interesting environment, and you need people to feel like you're worth something.
Yeah.
And then as you grow, you need to take those trainer wheels up, like with the support. You don't just manage it by yourself.
Yeah.
Take
Trolley wheels.
the trolley wheels
Trainer
off.
wheels.
Well, yeah, definitely. Yeah, like you said, I feel like the older I got, the more that I started to like, not even not care, but just have a bit more self-belief. So it was a thing where I was like, but yeah, I just wish I was a bit more confident with it from day dot.
So what do you do now? If you're feeling on an off day, like what's your way of like just giving yourself like power up?
You know what? Literally just probably looking through old videos, because one thing that I like to do, even if I'm not having a down day, like if it's just a kind of boredom, I'll probably go to like one of my first performances and watch, and just to see like progression from how I used to be on stage and how I used to kind of cower and rush through performances and look at the floor to like see where I'm at now. It says a lot, not just about like where I am lyrically or musically, but a lot about my growth as a person. So again, even like I always say, this music has helped me as a person as well. It's not just been like a musical journey where I've like I can spit quicker and I can write lyrics down quicker and my ideas are better, but just in terms of self-confidence, self-belief. And this is the thing, even when I was working, going to job interviews and things like that, a lot of people are like, oh, you're really confident and you can tell you're a people person, but that's through music, because I put myself into environments where I would have to just talk to people and kind of gauge how people are and be wary of certain, just feed off a different vibe. So it's helped me,
So how much of that is a persona? Like, do you separate the lady Sanity from the person? Like, or do you have like a mask that you put on when you go out in those environments, or are you still?
Nah, not even, And it's mad because I have a best friend who she lives in London now. She's literally just moved, but a lot of the events that I went to, she'd be there as well. But she's more the business head. But she's very much like straight face, looks vexed all the time. People literally said to me like, I've always felt to, people have felt people have said to me like, yo, I've always felt to approach you, but your friend always look like, nah, don't even talk. But me, I've always been like that bubbly person, like I'm always kind of open to convo.
Yeah, I remember I saw you at Hive's festival, like I said, and then I approached you and I was like, it was really easy to get on with you and talk to you. Like I spoke to you about Hip Hop Heals, how it's about, health, education, arts, life skills, wanting to work with people, to improve mental health and that through hip hop. And I'm really grateful that you exchange details.
Yeah, and a lot of people say that as well. It's like, I'm sorry, you just come off stage and okay, you've come and watched me. Like, I'm not gonna be so ungrateful that I'm like, yo. Yeah. Like I remember I was at.
Where's my croissants?
My sparkling water. I done a gig at South Bank Centre in London a couple of months ago, and there was like a massive queue, like because I performed in the foyer, so by the time I finished, there was a massive queue of people lining up to talk to me. Part of me was like, yo, I have to jump on my train in 2 hours. We're gonna have to power through this. But
Oh my god.
yeah, we got through it, but it was worth it. But that was a lot of people that started the convo with like, I know you just come off and I know you're tired, but can I just have a picture or can I connect with you? But you have to be grateful, innit?
You know, it's mad. Like some artists, you think they're going to be the total opposite, and then they're really, you know, chilled. And then there's some artists you think are being really sound, total knob, and they kill your fantasy about them being really sound, and you're like, oh my god. But like, yeah, it's funny how people are just people, aren't they? You get people who are safe, you get people who are miserable, and then if you've been dealing with that for God knows how long,
I definitely feel like at entry level as well. Not saying that I feel like I'm entry level, but I'm still got a long way to go. Do you know what I mean? So I feel like I do see certain artists and this like just entering, but they've probably had 1 or 2 big things happen, and they've already got this kind of
weird
aura where it's like, don't really want to talk to you, like I'm here, you're kind of, I don't like that. I'm like,
so it's important to maintain that, you know, I'm still learning for forever. I seen a little thing with Taurus Riley earlier, and it was calling him a legend.
Taurus Riley.
Taurus Riley, he's saying
Taurus, is that how you say it? I thought it was Taurus.
It's got Taurus.
Taurus, so he's like bull.
And that's Taurus, Taurus.
Taurus.
They were calling him a legend, and he was saying, I'm not a legend, and I don't like to think of myself as a legend because
I'm not told enough.
I'm just learning how to kind of control my craft and how to carry it.
And I feel,
you know what I mean? So like to call myself a legend now.
That's very humbling.
I think it's a bit like the martial art thing as well, isn't it? Like you can't think of yourself as a master.
There's always things to learn. I feel like I've been like that since school though. Like there's always new things to learn.
Even if it's a case of like improving your craft or diversifying or whatever, there's always there's always avenues you can go down. You know.
So where do you want to be in 5 years?
Oh, just
Russian past fans. My 5 bodyguards
with my croissant.
Me and Greg will be going, Lady Sanity, do you remember us from Making Change Studios? It's me from Hip Hop.
Has this water been in the fridge? I said room temperature.
Yeah, you know what? I always find this a weird one because I don't really. I kind of just take every day as it comes. But 5 years, probably just doing international. You know what I mean? Touring. And I'm not one of these people that want to. No. A bit more often. You know what I mean? So like them weird places, like you know what I mean? That
Austria,
you wouldn't expect.
North Korea.
Just like pop up in places
Japan.
where you wouldn't really see. Like Japan, just do a hip hop gig in Japan and do a madness. But I don't necessarily want to be one of these people that have like a stupidly massive fan base where as soon as I leave my house, it's chaos.
You know what?
I want to be.
Talent just does it. Your talent does its own work.
If it happens, great.
Like you made some tunes in your bedroom and you were messing around because you were humming and making lyrics, and then you took the camera and you just put it on yourself. That brave step to do that. Some people would diss you, say you're self-indulgent and it's ego or whatever. But I think if you don't do that to some degree as an artist, you can't perform to your bedroom, can you? You have to be somewhere, and you know it's accessible these days. And a role model like yourself doing that, and then flying to the other side of Australia, a Birmingham girl. You know what I mean? It's something, like I said at the start, to be celebrated, and you know, massive congratulations. Really, really stoked that you came down from Erdington. You're here, and we got to have a chat to you before you're too busy to speak to us. Get us free tickets to Australia.
It's important what you just said though about like the whole, even just like the whole, like knowing you, because I had a talk with Vital, I think a couple of weeks ago, and he was like, you always have to tell yourself like you're the best. It's like not even in an ego way, but the way that music and like even just being a rapper is very competitive. So you kind of do have to look in the mirror and be like, yo, I'm sick.
I was gonna ask you about being, there's not the work that we do, the fields that we listen to, it's male dominated, isn't it? And I'm a promoter. I run a social action night called Dubgasm. It's It's on the 5th anniversary. It was on the 28th of September.
Hey.
So I'm going to pay the artists some money this year instead of the food bank and the homeless people and the homeless charities, because they've played for free for 5 years. But like, it's nobody expects that. You know what I mean? And so, what is it like holding that position in a male-dominated MC
Like
culture?
holding a position of
Yeah,
power. Or...
no, just like holding you. Do you find people
holding my own.
expect you to be a certain way automatically because you're a female? Do people talk to you differently? Do you have more or less leeway because you're a girl? Do you know what I mean? Is it easier or harder to get sets?
Again, I feel like it's half and half, and it depends on the person. Like this is always probably the biggest one that happens a lot. But when you're going to like a sound check or something, and the sound engineer is a bit. The amount of times I've been to them, like with members of my band, and imagine obviously they're all guys, and they'll be asking them like, "Oh, where do you want this set?" And I'm like, "Hold up, why are you not asking me? Oh, does your vocalist like the?" I'm like, "I'm right here." You know what I mean?
So I think that's the band, and you're just like.
And I'm like, "Yo, I have a degree in music tech, but you probably wouldn't." Like I know how I want to sound and know how. Do you know what I mean? I know the terminology.
Yo, I'm Queen Sanity's here, bro.
But yeah, the one that I always find is like sound engineers a lot of the time are very like, and I don't even know if they're me too, but
I think it's known across all, and I can safely say all genres, that loads of sound techs are really nice. Some can be like the dicks of the world.
Oh, don't get me wrong, I've had some lovely ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, at the same time.
I know some lovely ones.
But yeah, it's like until after I perform, they're a lot more. Oh, well done.
Yeah. After they've witnessed your blooming skills.
Well, then, yeah.
Your ninja mark skills.
But yeah, I feel like just holding my own is kind of, like I said, it's the self-confidence and believing in yourself type thing. No matter where I am, the amount of times I've been to like events or clashes or open mics, and there's girls there, but none of them want to jump on mic. I've literally grabbed mics and be like, "Yo, jump up."
Yeah.
I'm tired of just being the only girl, just like battling for the mic.
Do people give you the mic?
It depends where I am. Like if I go somewhere in London, I probably have to use a bit more elbow grease to get my mic because I'm not. But Birmingham, 9 times out of 10, if I go to an event, I'll know someone there, so it's a thing where they'll pass it. But I haven't been in situations where I've literally had to ease away and take my mic. And then after a spit, it's like, "Oh, I'll take it again."
Yeah.
You don't want to give it to me 5 minutes.
What advice?
You just gotta keep going out there, putting yourself out there,
Yeah,
proving yourself,
what
making
advice
mark.
would you give? Yeah, if somebody else is there now, if there's going to be people watching this, right, males and females, young and old, who might want to spit some bars, but they're too intimidated to go out in the, public arena and have a bit of shyness, like.
You've just inspired me. Yo, with this mic, I spit.
Shut up. It's not about you, fool.
I always just say,
quick, press stop.
Be prepared, like no matter what.
Yeah.
Because you never know when an opportunity is gonna come your way, so you always have to be prepared for it. So even if you're not confident in what you do, you never know, tomorrow you might wake up and have an email to perform somewhere. So at least have bars ready. You know what I mean? Like always stay one step ahead.
What about if you're not even in that self-belief mode where you even think you're going to ever perform out?
Even if you're not there, I'd say just keep on writing and keep on practicing, because the better that you get at your craft, then the more like you recite your lyrics will just come second nature. So even if you don't believe in yourself or what you're saying, you'll still be able to deliver them to a certain degree.
Yeah. So it's like, I guess what you're kind of saying is like, picture yourself in that situation and what you need to stay there and what you need to be in, what you need if you was in that situation.
Like I
it's
said,
not even
stay one step ahead.
It's not even a fake it till you make it thing. It's literally it's not that, because it's, if you're faking it till you make it, you haven't got the content.
If you want to swim, you got to be in the sea first. You're not going to be flapping around up in a tree, are you? That's my words of wisdom.
I'll figure it out later.
You have to always like just keep that mentality. Like even if you don't believe it's gonna happen, you still have to tell yourself.
Otherwise, what you're doing it for?
It's true.
It's like if you go to university and you're not aiming to get a first, then what are you going to uni for?
You there?
Might be going to go out and have a good time.
Getting in there.
Not that I did, Mum and Dad. And on that note, yeah,
Okay.
I think it's time to wrap up. Big ups, Greg, for hosting us at Making Change Studios.
It's been a
So
pleasure.
If people want to hire the studio, what do they need to do? If people want to make a podcast or come and use your
People want to start a
recording
podcast, they can jump
facilities.
on makingchangestudios.com and send us an email through there. They can jump on Making Change Stu on Twitter, send us a message. Making Change Studios on Instagram or Making Change Studios on Facebook. Any of the platforms, just approach us. Greg Rogers, look me up on Instagram, look me up on Facebook. We'll talk.
Yeah, and this is
Lady Sanity.
Hey.
Big ups, and I'm Hip Hop Heels Kiz. Dubgasm's going to be on, like I said, September the 28th at Club PST. All our residents are going to be celebrating our 5th anniversary of giving food, homeless items out to the local community. So shout out to Let's Feed Brum, the people who are out on Corporation Street feeding homeless people 6 days a week. They've got a shelter, the only permanent shelter in Brum. And big ups to all the people who are supporting any charity, doing their own thing, helping and caring for others. And yeah, thanks to all the supporters of Dubgasm Hip Hop Heels. If you want to buy a t-shirt, £15 Hip Hop Heels, big cartel. All right, hold tight, everyone. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for
Big ups.
listening.
Thank you.
Peace.
Peace.